Let's face it, Alabama is a political cesspool. One of our Ask Alabama readers, Chris Smith, submitted a question that said, just how corrupt is Alabama in the grand scheme of political sleaze? We decided to go straight to the horse's mouth. We have experts here from New Orleans, from New Jersey, from Chicago. We're going to give it a shot. We're going to debate it, and at the end, you tell us what you think.
So we start off with Huey Long. The novel that defines political corruption in America is based on Huey Long. Then we have Earl Long, who is the original Love Gov. He didn't just have an affair, he had an affair with a Bourbon Street stripper, very publicly. And I haven't even come to Edwin Edwards yet, who was elected governor with the slogan, "Vote for the crook, it's important," and everyone knew what that meant. Louisiana, it's like the Lombardi Trophy. We have the Louisiana Trophy now, and it's retired it. You guys can try to vie for it, but we own it.
I'm sitting here in this city in which the mayor is in prison for selling out his constituents, in which 6 county commissioners were convicted, some of whom were convicted for starting what became the world's largest municipal bankruptcy at the time. Thank you, Detroit, for taking that albatross off our back. In the last little more than a year, we have seen the heads of 3 branches of government in Alabama booted out of office. We had the lecherous governor who was convicted after attempting to cover up his affair. We have the Alabama Speaker of the House who was convicted on the ethics charges he helped to get passed. And we have the Supreme Court Chief Justice who was booted out of office, not for the first time, but for the second time for failing to follow federal court orders. Interestingly enough, that Supreme Court Justice is now running for the U.S. Senate against the former Attorney General who got appointed by the governor. He was supposed to be investigating. I'm out of time, but that's the beginning.
Illinois is awash in corruption. It is the land of Lincoln, and it's also the land of mobster Al Capone. 4 Illinois governors were sent to prison. More than 24 Chicago aldermen have been convicted of crimes, and recently the head of Chicago Public Schools pleaded guilty to corruption charges. Congressman Jesse Jackson Jr., who tried to buy Barack Obama's Senate seat, also pleaded guilty to campaign finance fraud. So did his wife, who was a Chicago alderman and part of the same scheme. And it's worth noting that Jesse, who was elected to the Illinois 2nd Congressional District, replaced Congressman Mel Reynolds, who left office after he was being convicted of statutory rape. One of the sleaziest fictional characters in television history is based out of Illinois, and that is Saul Goodman from Breaking Bad, everyone's favorite drug money lawyer. So there's plenty of bad things to go all around the great state of Illinois, and that is a badge that we are not proud to wear, but we wear it anyways.
New Jersey, I would say, is a Russian nesting doll of political corruption. We start with the story that's on everybody's mind in New Jersey lately. The last defendant in the Bridgegate scandal was sentenced on federal charges for the shutdown of one of the largest thoroughfares in the United States, the George Washington Bridge, which was done for political payback for a mayor who refused to endorse the governor. Now, Governor Chris Christie, who's at the end of his 2nd term, was a crusading U.S. attorney who loved to put corrupt officials in jail. So you have the crusading U.S. attorney who unseated a Democratic governor on a platform of cleaning up Trenton, who then sees 4 of his close allies be convicted of federal corruption charges. We have inspired popular culture. Our corruption has inspired popular culture, including The Sopranos, Boardwalk Empire, American Hustle. I think that in the public's mind, New Jersey has inspired a whole lot of art around public corruption and graft.
I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you. We know from now live in, for journalists, a target-rich environment. So good hunting.